Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back.
Welcome back. This is the Petty Teachers Podcast. We are your petty teachers. My name is Coach Bree.
This is Mr. T.
And this is Mr. Clark.
And here we are back again with Teachers Lounge.
Oh,
Yes.
and this is season 2.
Season 2.
Yep.
If only we had real sound effects.
We didn't grew up. In the future,
Right?
it'll be more high tech,
We'll get there.
Don't worry.
We'll get there. But we didn't grew up. We is at season 2,
Yeah.
episode 1.
Whew.
We are figuring out how to move platforms.
Yeah.
Y'all know we are technologically challenged over here
Got any
with the
technical
petty
people out there?
teachers.
If we got any technical people out there, we
Right.
could
Please
use some
walk
help.
us through this.
We need to
But-
convert some stuff.
Here we are. Today I was in my Snapchat memories, and this day last year, I posted that the Petty Teachers Podcast was coming soon. And we literally didn't record
For months.
until May is when episode 1 went out. People was liking the page. We got
Waiting for it.
views. It was actually really amazing starting it, and here we are. This shit is just regular now.
Yeah. It feels good.
It's changed. It's evolved so much as to be listening back to the first episode, and then now
Yeah, we've come a long way. And now we
Yeah.
have our new co-host
I
here.
know.
Yeah, which
Oh.
is a cool spin on things, and I think seeing how we work together is definitely interesting, especially on certain topics we talk about. Even some topics we have today.
Ooh. Today is gonna be fun.
Today is going to be very fun.
Okay, should we start with some shout outs?
We will
Yes.
start with some shout outs.
Okay, I have a few. The first one I'm going to give to the Boston people. If you are in Boston and you've been to South Bay today, I don't know if they're going to be back soon, but there are a group of 4 black girls and their teacher. They are trying to raise $10,000 to go on a college tour to 4 different HBCUs, so they need money for coach bus and transportation and lodging and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
And where did you see them?
they were at outside of Stop and Shop in South Bay.
Nice.
Okay.
They do have a GoFundMe. I do not remember what the GoFundMe is, but I'm sure if you can search it up, it'll be there. But
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they have
I thought that
signs
was
outside of Stop and
amazing.
Shop still.
Yeah.
Right, so just
something.
pull up to that Stop and Shop.
Yeah,
so
Right,
you can see
right.
them, ask
because I
them
know
who
y'all
they
be
are.
doing y'all
Go fund
y'all Sunday grocery shopping. I love grocery shopping on Sundays. I think it just feels good.
It just feels right.
Right, it feels right.
Nope.
I prefer that over a Saturday.
Yeah,
I don't
but
want to do
everybody-
any errand, nothing on a Saturday.
Everybody's at the grocery store on Sunday.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's
They
why I
do
ain't
be
going on a
packed.
Sunday. I'd rather
Maybe that's
just
why it feels right.
It just
pick
feels
up-
so cozy to me. I don't know.
I'd
I feel
rather
like
just go here
days
and
feel a
there.
certain way.
I'd rather just stop after work sometimes, grab a couple of things, bring them home, be like, okay, I'm good. Then maybe stop the next day after work, grab another couple of things.
The
and
vibe
just-
is not right.
I
I,
just-
can't
I-
imagine going grocery shopping after work on a Wednesday.
I was
No,
just saying that
especially
in my
not like a
brain.
But
Tuesday.
see, the
That's
thing
kind of
is-
gross to me.
But I also don't
not
go
even-
full on grocery shopping either. I think you're thinking of I'm
oh,
going out
you
with a
just
cart.
grab a few things.
Yeah, I'm not walking out of there with bags and bags and bags.
Mhm.
No, I don't do that type of grocery shopping. That makes me very tired and annoyed. And
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
I love grocery
hate
shopping.
it. Oh, I hate it.
I
People
get
bump
I can't be
into
hungry,
me.
Oh,
though.
I
There's
love
too many
it.
people around.
I can't
People
be
are
hungry, though.
stink. People don't want to move. The lines be too damn long. And after a while, I just be like, you know what? You can keep the cart. You can keep everything in it. I'm just gonna go home. I'm not even hungry no
No,
more. Forget
I
it.
love it.
I've literally left an entire shopping cart in the in the supermarket because I'm just like, this is too much for me. It's too much going on. There's too many people here. It's warm here. It's cold there. I'm gonna go home.
And then imagine imagine that mindset you have, and then imagine these girls being outside trying to convince
I
someone
know.
to give them money.
I normally would,
think very hard about that
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's
and
hard.
it's very brave of them to be
I
out
felt
here.
like I could not walk past that.
I don't think that could
didn't.
either.
I had my AirPods in. I didn't hear her the first time, so I'm like, "Could you repeat that?" And then the moment she said, I said, "Here you go."
Take my money.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I
always
felt like
looking
there
for-
is
yeah.
no reason for me to not give money to that, especially as an educator.
As an educator, that is
Like
whack,
I would have
and, like,
actually been like, "I'm trash."
I
if
would
I walked
love,
past that
right?
shit.
I would love to. You know, y'all got cash up. Like, is
Right.
there another way
No,
that
it's a
I can
good
get
idea.
you
If I could
guys?
get my students to do like a 4-H, like that shit is
That'd be
actually
lit.
amazing.
And that's dope.
And kids are not getting that opportunity. It's sad that they got to fundraise for that shit.
Yeah,
Why
Yeah.
is your school not willing to send y'all to 4 different HBCUs, but they will send your ass up the street to Harvard, to Boston University, to the whitest damn schools around here?
They'll send you to RCC.
Any other
Okay, we always
shout-outs?
get on some damn tangents,
Right.
and then that's how the episodes be 2 hours. I do. So then the next one is we had our Q1 conferences. So parents were coming in to get their report cards for their
Ooh.
students.
Lord.
And what I enjoy so much about this school is because they genuinely treat people nice, the parents are really nice. Like, they don't really have a reason to walk into the school and be upset.
Okay.
Some of them are upset. Like, one parent, she is livid because she feels like her daughter is being targeted. That's a whole nother situation because she came to me in my conference and she spoke to me for a good 20 minutes. Conference is supposed to be 5 minutes only. So my line is backed up out of the door, which meant that I had to do conferences from 5:45 to 7:35. I was meeting with families, all because she was mad for 20 minutes. But I wanted to give a shout out though, because parents were telling their kids how proud of them they were. And I thought that shit was so beautiful just to see them receive it. And they were still like,
Yeah,
too
how kids
cool
get.
for it and shit.
They're
But
like,
I'm
"Yeah,
like,
you know."
man, that shit is actually beautiful. And they meant it. And they were making sure that their children heard how proud of them they were.
Oh, that
And I was
makes me
like,
cry. Don't do
damn.
that.
That's beautiful.
I just,
Damn.
we just started, guys. I can't.
She said,
I
wanna
know.
cry."
And
That
oh,
is.
okay, we about to go serious now.
Okay.
Because have you seen the video? It is now starting to go viral, which I hate. But it's, I
Is this a
mean, it
current
should be out
event?
there. Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Black woman. She gets called up to the school. Her son says something wild to the teacher. Teacher's young Asian woman. The mom literally, her friend with the phone out, maybe family, I don't know who the other girl is, recording the mom bum rushing through the school, belt in hand. She goes into the lunchroom, all these kids are around, and she is searching for that child. So he gets up, and he's going to mommy. She snatches his ass up by his shirt, drags him out of the lunchroom to the teacher, and literally beats the shit out of him in front of the teacher. And she is screaming at him, going off, and he's screaming in pain because she is literally beating his ass. And this teacher is just standing there, and I'm like,
What?
oh my gosh. I was baffled.
I'm shook.
I literally watched that and I said,
Jesus.
this is a prime example. Like, as a teacher, I would never call this mom again. Like,
Never.
I would never want to stand there.
Nope.
As much as my kids get on my nerves and I say they need a whooping,
Right. I don't want to
would
see
never
that.
want to
I
stand
would
there
never,
and
I don't wanna
witness
see that.
ever wish
that happen to one of my
Well,
students.
Number one, I don't want to see it because it's just awkward as fuck. But number two, now you put me in a really bad position where now I gotta file a report
Exactly.
I have to
Like,
report
I
you. Like, you
literally
don't- I
have to-
cannot.
on you. Right. Like, literally have to file a report
And
on you.
imagine
now,
that
now you're mad at
relationship
me.
now.
Now you're
That's
mad at
not
me.
even. There's no.
There's no
that child. There's no
Nope. That's it.
relationship
Child
ever.
is forever
You call child
embarrassed.
services. You number one. You either got now. You have a child like you said who's embarrassed. Now,
Forever
now
embarrassed.
the kid is also could possibly be mad at you. The parent damn sure gonna be mad at you. You call child services on me. Well, ma'am, you beat your child in front of my face. I am a teacher.
And
I
inside of
literally
a
have
school,
no
even
choice.
harder.
Right in front. Like I had no choice, and I did. If I did not, I would have lost my job. I lost my license.
Mm-hmm.
I can't afford that.
It was, yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Nah, chill. You can afford to beat your kid in front of my face. I can't afford to lose my job. No.
That's so
Mm-hmm.
Now, given, I'm not gonna lie, my mother did come up to the school one time and she snatched me up real quick, but she ain't beat me.
Bro.
She ain't beat me. She did. They called me to the front office and was like, "Miss Tran, please come to the front office." And I walked up in there. And she snatched me up. What the fuck is wrong with you? You better get in their class. You better act like you got some damn sense. Da 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 da. I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
And that's I think
I'm sorry. I act like
there
I have
can
damn
be
sense.
concern, and there should be concern.
Right.
And I understand anger because you got to get off work, and you're tired. But at the end of the day, your approach to it should not be literally like it was anger spewing out of this woman the way she was screaming at him, and I'm like, none of that is going to solve anything. That could have been a perfect conversation about the power of words.
Yeah.
What you said to your teacher hurt her feelings. You need to apologize. Instead it was, you disrespectful, I'm about to beat the shit out of you and show you gonna learn from this woman. Instead of it actually being
a teachable
learning
moment.
situation.
And
Exactly.
I mean, like, they learned nothing at all besides, oh, if you do this behavior again, you will get that same consequence.
Yeah.
But it's like, this kid still is not. This kid, if anything, is being taught to be fearful
of their parent.
Even at school. Now school for him is not safe.
It's not safe because now you
get in trouble.
Now he knows that
Lord
home
Jesus,
directly
okay.
translates to school.
All right, Lord.
That shit is fucked up.
Next
Yes,
freaking
next
current
topic.
event.
Oh man, so I don't know. Here comes the nerd in me. So I watched the Little Mermaid live special on ABC the other night.
Ooh.
Now I've watched all the other ones that they've done. Right? They did Rent. They did Hairspray. They did The Wiz. I think they've done in Grease. Right? Rent was trash. Grease wasn't too bad. The Wiz wasn't that bad either.
Hairspray was
right.
mediocre. Did not compare to the movie.
No, not at all.
Even though Jennifer Hudson was amazing.
Original, or like
She
the
wasn't
original.
as good as Queen Latifah.
No. Or the original musical.
Oh my
Or
God.
true, the
You know what I mean?
original. Yeah.
Carry on.
So,
Right.
like, it was just, they haven't,
That was the point.
ABC's just kind of been, subparly making it with these. I was super disappointed, however, with The Little Mermaid Live. These fools decided to play off a live performance by showing us a record. So what we got was, we got the movie, and at certain scenes, they would stop playing the movie and give you, like, a live musical version of that scene. So, like, the poor unfortunate soul scene with Ursula, it stopped maybe a couple of seconds before she started singing, and Queen Latifah came out and started the song. And then went into like went into the scene of her signing it, and then when it was time for Ariel to turn into a human and get her feet, that went back on the TV on the screen, and then they went right back into the movie and played the movie from then until like another scene, and then cut it, and then gave us a live performance.
Okay, so
it was whack.
So, and I think I remember you telling me that this is the first time that like
This is the
ABC
first time
Live
they've
has
ever
done
done
something
this.
like this.
Every
This
other
is
time they've done a whole live performance.
That would be a whole thing on stage. It would be no movie clip.
Nope.
So I find it interesting that you think that they were. Do you think they were slacking?
They
Or
were
do you
lazy.
think You
They were
100% lazy.
super slacking. What the hell you mean to give me a daggone movie? I could have sat home and watched the movie by myself. I didn't need y'all to do that. I could have downloaded that movie illegally.
Come on, I had two theories.
Hey, we don't condone piracy.
No, we don't. But I'm just saying though. Like, I don't condone it and I don't do it, but I'm saying I could have done it in that moment. Like, instead of Disney Plus come out in 2 days, so I ain't worried about that. Like, I can sit down
you
and
can
watch
easily
it.
watch that.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I also have the cassette. So like, yeah, I got the cassette of Little Mermaid. Judge me if you want. I don't care.
That's very
but
vintage.
like, I feel like it wasn't a good idea. It was lazy. And then on top of that, the girl who they had playing Ariel was the same girl that they had who played Moana, the voice of Moana. I don't know her name exactly. I believe she's from Hawaii though. She's Hawaiian. Very pretty young girl. She's got a great voice. Imagine though somebody trying to sing Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" who just doesn't have the range to hit that high note, right? And
Yes.
you're just kind of like, you don't have the because you can't hit that. You don't have a big voice. You don't have the passion. Like you can't really put that oomph behind it that needs to be there for the song to sound the way it should, even if it's not the same person singing it. You know, there's some songs that just need to be sung a certain way in order for that same emotion to be given off and for it to be conveyed that way. She just wasn't able to do it. She was also flat.
I do remember
She
hearing
was also
that.
super flat.
I remember hearing her voice and just being like, yeah, this song requires a fuller voice.
Mhm.
Like, there's no, like you were saying, oomph behind what she was
Right,
singing.
yeah.
But also, like, I'm also somebody who's like, I'm not really a big Disney princess fan.
Yeah,
So,
no,
like,
agreed.
my, like I was telling you before, like, my top 3 movies for Disney were Tarzan, Hercules, and Mulan.
Mhm.
So, like, whatever. So, and yeah, I was like, Little Mermaid, what? Oh,
Little
yeah,
Mermaid's
you're
some
right.
good
You're
shit.
right. This was a controversy. And
Not
what
my
were
area.
what were you saying about? You think they was trying to be low key by keeping the controversy
Yeah.
lower, like keep the fire lower than what
I
it
feel
could
like
be?
that makes sense. That if they put the actual movie in there, they're kind of like trying to minimize the backlash of difference.
Yeah.
Because, people are going to be upset. They have shown they're going to be upset because Halle is now, they got a black girl as Ariel.
Right.
Yeah.
And a,
So
and a black
ABC
woman that
is
Ursula.
like, exactly. And now Queen Latifah, a black woman, is playing Ursula.
She did amazing, Mark.
Even though she did amazing.
She sang great.
She did. Food.
Yeah.
2 scenes. Only got to see it for like 2 scenes, 2.5 scenes, but she did amazing.
And
in
you
those
saw
2.5
the
scenes.
season, and you saw the little season and the little sparkle of Queen Latifah in her character of
Yeah.
Ursula, like just
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
certain ways that like she pronounced certain words when she was singing,
Right.
or whatever. Like you knew, like this was not like a traditional like white woman being
Yeah.
Ursula,
Exactly.
like people with that other controversy with Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh.
saying like that's
I will say the Under the Sea scene where like they had their whole little like performance of all the fish and things like that was dope. That live performance was pretty dope. I really did enjoy
I gotta
that.
watch that. I'll watch
They
that.
they did a really good job, and that was my issue was they did a good job of recreating some of these scenes live that they did. So if you could do that with some of these scenes, why didn't you just do it for the whole damn movie?
Yo, what if? Hold on, I'm gonna just say what if. But what if, like, at first they had mad money for it, and then the controversy went down, and then they lost money?
Well, then you shouldn't have did it no more.
So you would wanted that to totally be canceled instead of just they gave
I wasted
how
2
many
hours.
scenes?
I wasted 2 hours of my life.
How many scenes they do live? 2? Only 2?
No, not only 2. That was two with Queen Latifah.
Two with Queen Latifah.
Yeah,
but
there
how
was a-
many like live scenes was there?
I don't remember off the top of my head. There was a few. There was a good amount, but I watched more of the actual movie than I did of live performances.
Of the live performance.
You know what I mean? Even the finale, they played us the entire ending of the movie all the way up through the wedding, and then showed us a live wedding performance. And I'm like, this was lazy. You really could have they didn't even give us a King Triton.
Right, but okay, America could not handle.
A Black King Triton.
No, not right
Imagine
now.
Idris
Like
Elba.
they couldn't even handle air.
They about to
couldn't even handle air.
They about to get it once the movie comes
Yeah.
out. They're gonna get
What
a Black
if
King Triton.
they
I know, but that's fine.
chose to interlude the movie to also maybe prepare younger audiences to
For
now
that transition.
visualize Little Mermaid in live action? Because I don't know what to expect. My only reference right now to see live action mermaids is Aquaman.
No, go on. If you go online,
I don't know what to.
There's several
how cartoony is gonna be, how CGI is gonna be.
Right.
I don't know what that's gonna look like.
Well,
I'm
there's
excited
several
about this.
Little Mermaid plays though. Like you can go look them up online. There's several plays that are that have.
Yeah,
done
but with
Little
the
Mermaid.
live action effects,
it'll be different. But this was live action.
was
in a
just
sense
live
of,
on stage,
live
theater
on
work.
stage. So if you want to see that, you can easily see that. That's a very common thing to have people play mermaids on live theater.
True, but I doubt younger
yeah,
I doubt
it's probably
parents
hard
are
to
really
be.
taking.
I mean,
probably
yes,
hard to
I did see a
conceptualize.
child on their father's shoulders. I was like, "There's nowhere in the world I'd have been standing for this entire movie with a child on my shoulders."
That's a fact.
Because it was all standing room. It was all standing room around the stage. You're out of your mind if you think I was going to stand for the whole show. Also,
God damn it.
that was whack. So I was quite upset about that.
Next current event.
Yeah. T.I. I gotta
Yes,
know.
keep this
You wanted
pace.
to talk about T.I.
Oh Lord, so hey, all friends listening,
Mr.
everybody give
Brilliant
one
Man,
big
Mr.
sigh to
Dictionary.
Ti. It was just so disappointing to hear that he admitted to taking his daughter to the doctor to get her hymen checked. Her hymen checked
Every year after her birthday.
Every year after her birthday, and to be correct, was this for after her 18th birthday?
I think it's literally after each year.
After
he
each
said
year.
that he puts a post-it note on her door telling her the time for the appointment that he is already scheduled for her.
Oh my god.
Wild. So, and for those who don't know what a hymen is, it's inside of a female body, and it's like a piece of like tissue that's kind of like, I think it's like
a flap of skin.
it's like a little, yeah, it's like a little bit of tissue that's like an entrance into like, our whole shebang inside. And many believe this myth that your hymen can be broken only through sexual activity. Right. And fellas, everybody say with me. That is not true. That is not true.
It's also a very big, isn't it not also a very big misconception that your hymen breaks after the first time of intercourse?
Yes, that is also not true.
Like only virgins have hymens. Like, that's
right,
not the case, right?
That is not the case. And also, like, everybody's bodies are different. And so some people's hymens can break through riding a bike. Some people's hymens can break through just regular physical activity, playing sports all the time. Everybody's very different. And as a woman identifying person, I definitely have heard that myth that, you will totally break your hymen your first time being sexually active. It was just this whole shebang. So I remember sharing that article that I saw with that wild headline with T.I.'s face smiling, and I was just like, I cannot believe that he, a really popular black icon or whatever, would do such a thing. Like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? You have such a platform that you can't be informed, and for somebody who, like you said, talks a lot, is known for being an intellectual, that when you was actually wrong this time, everybody was like,
he a nigga. He's still a nigga.
And the people co-signing it, talking about that's being a good father. Like,
yes,
that's not being a good parent.
They niggas.
Mind you, the whole clip from the show of his son, who is younger than the daughter, who has already lost his virginity, T.I. doesn't even care.
Of course not.
Does he get him? I hope that he also gets his son tested.
I would hope so.
I would hope so. Because if
you're
you're adamant about your daughter who gets checked every year,
that is really gross and possessive.
It just sounds like.
Well, it's also very misogynistic, very, very, patriarchal thing to think, okay, my daughter is sacred. She can't have sex. I need her to get married, and if she's, has sex, she's tainted. My son, though, what? Yeah, he needs to start practicing early.
In reverse.
Get that practicing now, boy. So this way, when you find your girl, you can put it down. You can show her what a real man really do in the bed. You know what I'm saying, son? I'm just saying, that's how
it's a selfish,
right?
Patriarchal idea, because he doesn't give a shit about any other man's daughter. No. He just said, my daughter is not going to be touched, but son, you go out there and you touch these other people's daughters.
You go out and get these girls.
Mine's is going to be okay.
Mine's is going to be good, but everybody else.
That is so gross.
Wow, that is gross. And
if he said, Dad, I got this girl pregnant, he'd be like, oh, damn, son. But at the same time, he'd be like, good job. His daughter can't come. Dad, I'm pregnant. That
just confirmed that my son is straight.
Exactly.
That's right, and that's
my son is repopulating this earth, and he's straight. I'm good. He's got a kid. It's all right. I'm about to be a granddaddy.
The double standard. Anyway, next.
It's very
right.
You had brought up earlier about this Instagram video about Tiny's daughter, I believe, and being super confused at some dance party or something.
Yeah, it was like it's basically like T.I.'s daughter was
the
visibly...
same daughter?
Yes, same daughter.
The same daughter with the doctor's
like...
Wow, okay.
She was kind of nervous to
dance
get in the
a
video and dance with them.
So they were all like all the siblings.
All of them are
like
dancing.
little...
Regine, Zanique, who is Tiny's daughter, but isn't T.I.'s biological daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's dancing front and center in the video. And then, Deja is
she
just
comes into the frame.
Confused.
Trying to dip out of the frame so T.I. ain't watching. He probably in the corner in Mexico with them.
You already know. He probably sponsored the whole damn party.
I get he sponsored the whole party.
And people are like, well, she consented to it. She had to consent to it. But I'm like, yeah. But if your dad is standing over you saying, sign this paper, because I'm coming with you, she's going to sign the paper.
Hello.
Like, but, there's also some doctor's offices that factually do not let anybody go in with you because they do ask you questions about your safety and things like that. That if you had somebody with you, you could potentially be influenced to answer a certain way.
I think it's a matter of he just gets the results after.
Oh, like signing like a release that he can have these records.
I was gonna say, I mean, at the same time, it's fucking T.I., so I'm pretty sure whatever doctor that he's taking her to is somebody who is like, oh, you're T.I.? I bet. No, say no less. I'm
just
getting plus I'm getting extra money. Right.
Here you go.
Right. Which is why
she's smoking weed too.
Which is why, like, if you're saying like as most logical women would know about a hymen, if that is common for women to know, a gynecologist is going to know this also.
That is a fact, and that is exactly what I'm confused about.
So he's probably paying. He has to be paying his gynecologist off, and he's like, I'm gonna tell T.I. whatever the fuck he wants to hear.
Yeah.
Because he's sliding me an extra $1,000 every year. I would tell you, if you wanted me to tell you that your son was a daughter for $1,000 every year, boom, come in every year.
We need to do
just
a video podcast just for you to see Coach Bree's face right now.
Your son's a daughter.
Coach Bree's face is over it.
Your son's a daughter.
Next.
I would tell him anything he wanted to hear. So the next thing was this is real. This is gonna take us real deep. That Clark Atlanta girl, who was found murdered in the park. And they recently arrested her roommates and her boyfriend. After finding out that he had sexually assaulted the girl and she had filed a report about it. So I'm just putting it out there now that he did it. Cough, cough. He did it. Just saying.
But the girlfriend got arrested. Why?
I'm guessing she must have been an accomplice. She was the roommate.
I think
she knew about it.
She probably knew about it. And I'm like, why the fuck would you get involved? Why would you not snitch? I'm sorry.
She was on like Instagram posting to find her things, and she's so sad.
Oh.
So now people have found her Twitter, and they're quoting because it was her birthday, just this past Friday. Because the girl went missing Friday. They found her yesterday.
Yeah.
It was the girl's birthday the day that she was arrested and charged with murder.
Gosh.
That's
wow.
Hard.
She said, I will be gifting myself this year.
This is for me. I'm going to have my own room now.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
She said, need a little vacation,
Oh, my God.
Stop with the dark.
This shit is just, I don't know. It's really sad also to know that, like, I don't know, say what you want, but this is all black people. This is all our own people. Our own people killing our own people. I'm low key tired of this shit. Like, y'all were in school.
It's painful.
Y'all were all in school at that. Like, this ain't no. We're not talking about no gang banging, being on the street type. We're talking about like educated, educated young black people who, for whatever reason, this dude felt the need to be like, shorty gotta go.
But he, into the context also on the boyfriend, he was not a student at this school.
No, I don't think so.
And he had previous charges.
So he is violating their space.
Yeah. So she is. Exactly. So thank you for clarifying that, because that made it sound like I was talking about all three of them, and it's just the two girls. And I want to know what made her believe that like you should be smart enough to think I should not be with this nigga after he done killed my.
I doubt that she was. I'm sure she was probably in an abusive relationship. Because he had past arrests.
Yeah, I could see that. But
and I'm sure that he did it, and she's just like...
They work fast. You could have went to the cops when he left campus and you was back in your dorm. You could have called the cops and been like, listen, my boyfriend just killed my roommate. Please come and save me, because if he find out that I told you, he gonna kill me too.
I
I
already
don't know.
imagine
Well,
a
people
lesser
in
sentence for
panic.
her.
This is true. Yes.
When people
yes.
panic and people are really under that kind of
Mhm.
stress, people do not think on logic immediately. It's
She's
fight, flight, or
probably gonna
freeze.
like.
It's sad.
It'll be about him.
I hope so.
I think she's probably gonna get a little plea deal, testify against
That's
him,
I just
and I think that's what's gonna come out. That he made her clean this shit up with me.
I hope y'all are both
Right.
right about this. I really do.
hope so.
Or
I hope
yeah,
y'all are both right.
it's just sad though.
All right. Well, on a more funnier note, what about Yeezus International? It's like that's the name of
yeah.
Kanye West and his
Cult?
Desired Church.
It's cult.
It's
cult.
I don't know.
I just want to be in
I
it
just-
once.
I
I
just
saw
wanna
the
see-
video
I
of
just
them
wanna
on
go
the
one time.
airplane.
I just want to go one time.
Same. I want to
I
be.
just wanna
The
go one
songs
time.
are lit. I'm just like ah.
But that's what I'm like. Wait.
He's a coon.
I feel like it's easier for me to accept it as someone who, like, is a spiritual person,
Mm-hmm.
but is not someone who, like, frequently or actively practices any faith.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, I see this form of praise. Okay, I can get into it because I don't have anything that is preventing me from not wanting to at least experience what it is and then decide.
Right. Yeah. Because I'm like, if I really do like seeing people in worship, and that's across all kinds of like religions. So I'm like, I just want to see if the worship is really there, because like as somebody who grew up in a very like Baptist household, like real worship, you could feel that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I'm just trying to see if this is real or not, because as Mr. T here is looking,
he about to get into it, y'all.
He's looking real squinty.
Ah!
And when Coach Bree says squint. Like, that's how he's looking
about to
right
burst
now.
the bubble.
So, let's see.
I'm just saying, Kanye West has been a coon since he threw on that MAGA hat. I don't believe that any of this is actually genuine. I think this man is doing it off of the clout. He just needs he's narcissistic. He needs his name to be out there 24/7. He always needs somebody to be talking about him. And he needs to make sure that he does it without doing it. So this is his way of saying, well, I'm not really putting my name out there. Y'all are just always reporting on what I'm doing. And you don't have to do this. Like, you don't have to report on what I'm doing. You could leave my name out of it.
But that's true.
But you're going to do it anyway. But that's a narcissistic tendency. It's just to like...
But can we
but
blame
that's
him
kind
for
of
that
true,
then?
though. But
I mean,
that's true.
this has always been... Well, so here's my thing. Like, he hasn't always been this Kanye, though. This hasn't always... And when we say, yes, artists evolve, artists change, this man has gone from being somebody that I actually looked up to and was like, yo, you're dope. Now, given his music, he still can make dope music. I can never take away from this man his artistry, his creativity. Can never take that from him.
Right.
He is still a talented person, hands down.
Right.
This whole like church thing that's going on is bullshit. Just like the whole fashion line of bum clothes is bullshit.
I like mind you, some of my students have pairs of Yeezys, and I'm like, damn,
The
I'm
Yeezys
jealous.
aren't
Like,
that bad looking
can
as
I
long
get
as
a
they.
pair?
I don't like the ones that look like they have holes in them. That's the issue. I don't like the ones that have holes in them.
Okay.
I don't like the shirt. If you're gonna sell me a shirt that has holes in it, I have plenty of white tees that I can easily cut holes out of. I can literally look up your white tee, your exact design, and say, okay, you have your hole cut here, 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 and there. Cut out some holes, make it look all nice, make sure the stitching is still
everybody's clothes
but you know,
repetitive at this
I mean,
point?
they're repetitive, but this man is really giving out people's hobos clothes. This man went to Jamaica and was selling Jamaican memorabilia to Jamaicans for hella money. Are you kidding me? You gonna sell me my own flag? Really?
Well,
You gonna come to my home and sell me a church fan with my flag on it? If you don't get
that's
that's
celebrity, though. I can't blame him for taking advantage of what people openly give him. They
like
willingly came and said, I'm going to buy
that
this.
is not true. Kanye is not the only celebrity
this way?
that takes advantage.
No, not the only one who takes advantage. No. Not the only one who takes advantage, but I'm talking about the way that he is doing it right now. This man is very bold at this point, and I'm just like, yo,
But I
You're
think he's bold because
cool.
people
You're doing this for
have
clout.
told him he's bold. We built this
We
whole
built that
Yes,
whole
yes.
thing for him.
Yes,
who's at
we
the
have
top,
built up
who's
this
the
Kanye.
greatest,
I
and
agree.
now he's feeding into it.
We have
and
created this monster.
We've
I'm the
seen
greatest.
this
I'm
is
a
because of us.
I won't do that.
But
I will
I mean,
argue
I
with
will
that.
also. He has to be accountable for his own things.
Thank you.
But I will
Right, he
say
shall be.
the persona that has been created of Kanye West is him just reproducing what the people have told him he is.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
heard it for 20 years now. You the greatest. You at the top. So now he's like, I'm the
Right.
greatest. I'm at the top. I'm God. And we're like, okay, now you need
All
to
right,
chill
my
out.
guy, chill out. Right.
But when he's been told that, we
Yeah,
Can we blame him?
We can't blame him. Also, I really do think that Kanye was brought up on church. So to say that like his devotion to God, whatever that is, like we don't know that relationship. So I
No.
can't speak on that. But I don't see what I'm thinking is I don't see an issue with him saying, okay, boom, I got my resources, or hey, I have my networks and whatnot. Why can't he put that towards that form of worship with strangers?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it as long as you're genuine. I don't
Who
think
says
Kanye
he's
West.
not?
I think Kanye West's relationship with God, his own personal relationship, is genuine. I don't think he is doing what he's doing to help other people actually get closer.
Are
to
you
God.
upset with? You're upset with like the money capitalist side
Yes.
of what he's doing
Yes.
versus not.
Now,
what
don't
he's
get me wrong.
Versus he's
Now,
just
don't get me wrong.
using-
We also have like Joel Osteen, who is also a
Yeah.
very big capitalistic, like religious person. So not to say that people aren't doing this either. But
They are.
I mean, Joel Osteen is also just like out here, like, yeah, I know I do this shit, and like y'all ain't gonna stop me from doing it either. So like,
Right, so
whatever. And I've been
that's
and
probably
I've been
the same
doing
attitude
and I've
Kanye
been
got,
doing
though.
this for years. Also in your face about it. I just don't think Kanye is really doing it to get people to come to church. I just don't. Yeah, I'm just.
But you also, it's also because that's coded in you saying, you and all of us knowing that he supported Trump.
Oh, yeah, very much.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. That's wrapped in that blanket.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Pig
Very
in a
much.
blanket. But
Yes.
that's the pig.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Kanye's the pig.
The
And
hat
the
on
MAGA.
the cherry on the whole thing is that he's a whole big freaking coon.
So ever
and-
since then,
He was
he's
ever
donned
so-
the
but
hat,
he did say
you feel
this.
like he has not been a genuine person.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
not even
Well,
so
I feel
genuine.
like
just,
that makes sense.
That, hey,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's a
I
valid
know a
argument.
lot of people that feel that way.
I don't fuck with Kanye no more. He's been canceled.
Canceled. All right, boom.
Canceled.
Next.
And now I guess we're into our big topic for the day.
Are we?
What is our topic? What is our big topic for today?
Our big topic
Is
today
it
is
the-
through Coach Bree. Yeah. We are getting really soft and squishy this episode.
Yeah.
To just highlight our humanity. One topic we will be talking about is love languages.
Mhm.
What are those? Let's see, like if we've heard of these things and how do they play a part in our everyday connections with other human beings on this planet.
Right.
And also, each of us have taken the love language quiz, so we will be discussing our own love languages. And then, since Thanksgiving is coming up, which means the end of the year is upon us, so
Wow.
we will be talking about what stones have we left unturned? Or what do we have yet to do? What do we have left? Did we fulfill our New Year's resolutions? Do we still have more? We have more time, but do you think you can complete that by New Year's Eve?
You know what I'm mad about? You just gave us a whole... Don't you know people who have a talk show, how they give the little spiel in the beginning? There's a joke in there. There's like the flowery language to like ambiguously give us what we're going to be talking about. You just gave me all of that.
Ring! I need the little sound effects. Yo, we really do gotta get. We need a soundboard.
We do need a
That would be so
soundboard.
cute. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do that. All right. So
Put
first
that
things.
on the
we'll
Black
put that-
Friday
Write that
list.
down. Write that down. Right. So the first things first is what are love languages?
I'm gonna let y'all start on that one because I actually lost my results. I'm trying to pull them up in my email now.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
they
Well,
should
we're
have
gonna pull up
emailed
the
it.
results. Pull up the results.
Oh.
In the meantime, we will be talking about what are love languages, and I'll be giving a little bit more context about those things. So great. Love languages. I first heard about these love languages. It's about learning your partner and your primary way of receiving affection. When we meet people, we just have our ways of just connecting better with them. And so these five love languages are really, really, really important, but they put them into five categories. Um, they are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So, words of affirmation, oh, boo, you look great.
I love you.
Oh, wow, my heart, that's beautiful. Great. Acts of service, hey, can I wash the dishes for you?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. Go vacuum, take out the garbage. Um, Receiving gifts. Oh wow, you bought me this cute thing that reminded me of you, or whatever, or the other way, vice versa. Um, Quality time.
Let's watch a movie.
A
Let's just
movie
hang
together.
out.
Let's just hang out. Let's just look at the ceiling.
Or let's like literally just be in the same room and I didn't have to
Do
talk.
do two different things.
Right.
That might be it too. Great. And physical touch. Oh, a hug, cuddling, things like that. There is a book by this guy named Gary Chapman who goes into the five love languages, and I believe Gary Chapman also has a quiz that you take in order to see what is your ranking of those five things, and it says a lot about you apparently. Mr. T, did you find your results?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Are you ready, Mr. Goff?
I am.
Okay, cool. And Coach Bree is ready. So each of us took the quiz. So who's going first?
Mr. Clark?
All right.
We should dip
Cold
in
call.
thing. Right, cold
I had to
call.
cold call that time.
Okay. So I'll give my order and the score. So mine's ended up being very, like, focused on one of them. So my top one is words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
So I got an 11
Ooh.
for that.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I just love being told that I look cute. And then it's words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, and then physical touch in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think mine's makes sense. I am more of a words person, even though I'm not a very frequent communicator, because I like my personal time. I do like being affectionate when it's towards me. I think I'm still learning how to be affectionate towards other people, just because that is different from what I experienced growing up. So I'm not as verbally affectionate or giving people the words of affirmation as I would like to receive.
Okay.
So I think mine makes sense.
And your last one is physical touch.
And my last one is physical touch.
Ooh, so is cuddling a no-go, or is it more like
You should take it.
I hold hands?
You know what's so funny? Me and my ex, we literally got into a whole argument over cuddling.
Oh Lord, that's real though. That's so real.
For me, I just literally don't mind. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't really care about it. Like, it's not something that I focus so much on, because if I have an emotional connection, I think that is enough. I do enjoy, though, a physical relationship. I think that's important. But I think for me, I prioritize emotional relationship over a physical one.
I see. Good point. Nice. All right.
Coach Bray?
No, Mr. T.
Okay,
Cold
right.
call.
We see who's trying to go last.
You're right.
I don't
Since you're
understand.
trying to get the first shall be last, the last shall be first. That's what they say.
Right.
Right.
I think because this was your idea, you should have went first, but we had
But this
True,
was-
to introduce the topic and everything.
Right?
I
So
did.
that's why you should go second, and I should just close it out.
No, that's
you know?
okay. Keep going.
All right, I guess. So mines are number 10. Well, with a score of 10, quality time, a score of 7, acts of service, a score of 5, receiving gifts, a score of 4, physical touch, and a score of 4, words of affirmation. Mine's is pretty good too. Like I kind of agree with mine for the most part. I think I am definitely a very big person who loves quality time. It doesn't matter what we're doing. We could be driving to the mall. We could be just hanging out, watching TV, watching a movie. I like to be around the people that I love. And I mean, I think growing up, that was a very big thing for me. Was anybody that I cared about, I made time. I tried to make time to be around. Me and my friends would literally spend hours playing The Sims, and we wouldn't really talk to each other. Like we would all be on our computers, just sitting there playing The Sims, and like every once in a while we'd be like, "Oh, my Sim got pregnant," and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, good for you. Oh, I completed a lifetime wish. Oh, great for you." And then we'd all be back into our games, and it was like that quality time was dope. Even in relationships, we can go sit and not, like you said earlier, we don't have to do the same thing, but just being in the same room to me is very important, and it's enough. Acts of service, yes. If you know I'm stressed, if you know I'm tired, and you say to me, "Hey, I'm gonna do this for you real quick," and you know I gotta do it, and I don't feel like doing it, yo, I will love you forever. I'll jump your bones right there. And I'll put it down on you right then and there. Yo, you gonna do that for me? I got you. You know what? I ain't even that tired no more. PG? This ain't no PG show.
True.
Maybe we should start putting that out there at the beginning of the episode. But I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
If you a child watching this,
please get off.
Go to the last episode.
Right. My next one is receiving gifts. Yeah, I do like to be. I like.
You like to be spoiled.
Yeah, I do. The physical. I mean the and not even. It doesn't even have to be a like expensive gift. It could be something you made for me. It could be like, oh, I went out to grab some food, and you know what? I knew you were gonna be hungry, so like, here's some pineapples because I know you love pineapples. Word? Again, you brought me pineapples. The things I will do when you buy me the things I love, and when it could be cheap stuff. Like I'm not an expensive person and a gold digger. Physical touch and words of affirmation. Yes, I need you to tell me that you love me, but I can also see that in other ways. Mm-hmm. So I don't need you always telling me like.
Are you someone who says it frequently?
No. I will say it every once in a while in the moments that it needs to be said, but like it doesn't need to always be like I love you, I love you, I love you. Let me tell you how much I love you. Let me tell you how great you are. It's like this is dope when you tell. And now, given if you do it for me, I'm not gonna turn you away. I'm not gonna be like, nah, please stop. Like this is too much. But I'm not the person who's going to always be like, oh, this is the things that I love about you. Unless you say it to me like, yo, you're really slacking. Like I need you to tell me why you love me. All right, I got you. I'll do better. My bad. Physical touch. I love to cuddle. I love all that good stuff. But I know I've always been the person who can also dissociate sex with emotions. So I think that's why physical touch for me is so low. Because if I want to, I can detach the emotions and just say, this is just a touch. And it's no more than that. So for me, I enjoy the cuddling, but I can also be like, this is nothing but just like us cuddling or whatever, and there's nothing behind it. I think in the opposite to what you, and I think that's kind of in the flip of what you said of, you know, it's not that you, it's so much that you just, you know, it's like, I don't really care. I can take it or leave it. It's not my highest priority. I think for me, because I can turn off those emotions, physical touch for me has never been like if you don't hold my hand, I'm mad. If you don't cuddle with me, I'm mad. Like, no, if I want to cuddle, we'll cuddle. If not, we don't. And I prefer, honestly, to turn over and go to sleep than to cuddle and sleep. It's uncomfortable to be all hugged up and sleeping at night. Like, nah, push over. Let's touch backs. Let's have our backs touching. Let's have our. I don't mind my thigh touching yours. We could have our thighs touching. I think that to me is very intimate. When we're sleeping and I just feel your thigh caress my thigh and I wake up for a quick second and I'm like, no, you're just there. I'm so happy because if you're holding me while I sleep, I can't toss and I can't turn. I can't move. I gotta be able to move. Get off. Back up. Back the hell up.
And where do you place the arm? Has that been
solved? That uncomfortable, like...
If you're the big spoon.
Like, come on.
If you're the big spoon.
My God.
Because I am very much... My limbs fall asleep.
But even as the little spoon, it's uncomfortable under your neck. You're like, yo, I can feel your arm underneath the pillow. Move.
Yeah, everybody cuddles
like, that arm just never has any place to go.
I need to be comfortable.
So is that why is physical touch just too complex for you? Like, is that where you're like, nah, like, I won't do it unless I'm ready to initiate?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times, I'll be right. Like I'm very big on kind of being like, I don't really know what to do with my body, so I'm gonna sit here until I figure it out.
People and their bodies are so boom. Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. So I think when I went to school at Skidmore, I did some research my sophomore year on male body image and talking about like male bodies. So it's funny to find out like how males find cuddling, like that process of cuddling. I don't know what to do with my body when it's time to I don't know. Like people's bodies are weird, and like people's relationship with their bodies are weird. Let me tell you. But that's another time for another episode because like there's a lot of interesting findings. But we're here to talk about love languages. I got you. My love languages. I also took the quiz, and I think it's very evident that I just love to be touched because my number one is physical touch. My number two is words of affirmation. My number three is acts of service. My number four is receiving gifts, and my number five is quality time. I really am thrown off by the quality time being last because I really do love spending time with people I care about. Like, I do. But I also can He's squinting. Okay, so Mr. T's squinting at me.
Oh.
Cool.
Oh, he says you don't be calling me.
I mean, that's not the reason why. No, that's not the reason why.
That's not true.
That's not the reason why.
Like
that's not the reason why. She does call me at least once or twice a week.
I do. I'd be like, what you doing, friend?
But go ahead. Let's be honest, Coach Bree.
But I do love my me time.
Hello.
Like anybody who knows Coach Bree knows.
Yes.
Coach Bree loves her quiet time. That's actually on my bulletin board at school.
As it should be.
As it should be, because I tell my kids, listen, man, well, if it's not recess time, please don't scream at me. Because, like, okay, outside, recess be popping, we be having fun. But it's also, like, I just need my me time, my quiet time. The fact that physical touch is first, like, I think I pretend to not like PDA because I grew up in a household that really wasn't PDA. Like, it wasn't very, like, affection. My household wasn't until, like, I don't know, unless it was, like, needed. And it sucks to say, but, like, think about it. Like, okay, if my kid fell and tripped, like, of course I'm going to try and be affectionate or whatever. But, like, if not prompted... Nah, it never came out.
Get up off the floor and go.
Let's go and go do this.
Right.
Like, you move on or whatever.
Crying, get up.
And so I'm learning, like, in my adulthood, I'm learning to be softer. And it's wild to say, but I do like a hand holding, and I do like, an arm around the shoulders, like, hanging out, whatever. Like, it don't gotta be a huge bodily gesture of physical touch, but like, I like the soft ones, or the smaller gestures. 2, words of affirmation. I love to be told that I look good. I dress well. I am a very nice person, and I'm good at my job. So, like, I do love compliments. I think my physical reaction to compliments, though, can sometimes say that I don't like it, because, like, I am learning how to respond. Again, growing up around people that I really couldn't be confident around because I was always beat down about my confidence.
Yep.
It was always like, look at this person trying to be confident. And I was always
look at you trying to be cute.
Or, look at you trying to be cute. Or look at you trying to be an overachiever. Like, just, I don't know.
Look at you trying to do anything.
Look at you trying to do anything for yourself.
Yeah.
So, I think I just kind of cowered back a lot when I was around those kind of people back then. And now that I'm around people who are really like, yo, you be doing the thing. I kind of like freeze up and kind of go, oh, wait, I can respond to this in a different way now. Yeah. This is a whole different situation.
Right.
So, yeah. Acts of service, I was a very big person on chores. Like, growing up, my house, chores. Everybody did chores. Everybody played a role somehow, some way. And so I love when I have somebody who's like, hey, without even saying nothing. Actually, just recently, I, like, had cooked dinner, had somebody over. It was great. My company, without me even thinking about it, like, without saying nothing, washed the dishes, put them away, and then just came back and said, hey, what's up? I was like, oh, I'm about to go wash the dishes. Oh, okay. I went there to the kitchen, and everything was done, and I said, huh, all right, well, what we watching?
Right.
Like, just being like, wow, like, I don't even remember saying thank you. Wow. My heart. Okay, anyway, I will make sure that person knows that I appreciate that. But that made the thought in my mind. Like, I really did appreciate that. Receiving gifts, it's so hard for me to receive gifts. Because I was always told, don't take anything from anyone. Like, just growing up, like, I don't know. It was just very hard for me to receive gifts from other people. But it wasn't by my own doing, but it was by my own conditioning. Like, my mom was just really big on that. And I never understood why. I'm gonna just let that space be because I still don't know why she
Yeah.
was like that. Like it's just always it was always hard for me to ask for help. It was always hard for me to receive anything from anybody. So it makes sense why I'm not big on receiving gifts. Like if somebody gets me a gift, like I am. My first thought is, how much did you pay for this? My first thought is that. But if it's something that somebody really had to use their brain to really like make it happen, like I value more like things that take thought. Like I love the poets in my life. Oh man, I weigh with words of affirmation, words, yes. But like I don't know, like I got a really cool gift. I got my Google Home, I use that for everything. It was really hard for me to keep this gift. Like I kept it in the box for a while because I was just like, I don't know what to do with this. But then I was like, why can't I just enjoy the things that like people want to give me?
Yeah. Right.
Like this person was like, this is a love gift.
Just
and I said,
accept it.
oh, okay. You got to talk to me in those emotional terms for me to click. But yeah, receiving gifts, and then the last one, like we said, is quality time. So I'm not like confused about quality time, but I really do. Everybody who knows me knows, like I do love my friends.
Free time, but you also love your personal time.
I do love my personal.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
What
it's
you
a
get?
toss up. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting time to yourself, especially if you're an extrovert like me, who for a job, it's my job to be extroverted.
Right.
Also amongst my friends, I am an extrovert.
Yes.
So I feel like just as much time as I'm putting out and dishing out all these like cool vibes, I also need cool vibes to myself to like recharge.
Right.
Like, and like I was saying, like it's okay to want to recharge. I just think that I take a lot longer to charge up to 100%. And sometimes, yeah, maybe I am the phone charger that's at 100% and that's been on 100% for 3 hours. But that's not the point. I like to be charged up and ready to go when it's time for me to go. Sometimes I'm not. Like Friday nights, I don't go out Friday nights.
I gotta stop going out Friday nights or trying to go out Friday nights because I be tired as hell.
Friday nights, I do not go out Friday nights.
I always, come on. I literally told myself I will always choose me over anything. So if I am tired, I am not going to even attempt to convince myself to go somewhere.
Nah, there's a Friday
like,
nights.
that is
I'll go out.
enough for me to be like, okay.
And it's always a mistake when I go out on a Friday night because I get out and I'm like, yo, I'm ready to get in the bed like an hour and a half after being out, and I'm like, I paid to get into this club, or like I've already bought this bottle, and not given if I just buy a bottle and I'm not at a club, then I will sometimes just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go home. I'm not too far. To hell with it. I'll either hop in an Uber, I'll take the bus, I'll walk. Who cares? But if I'm at the club already, I'm like, I paid $10 to get in here. I'm just gonna suck it up. I'll drink a little bit more, leave with my friends. Everybody dips out. I'm like, all right, somebody take me home, and just put my ass in the bed, and then I'll just sleep in Saturday. And then in Saturday night, I usually won't go out, but I do have to get better at being like, yeah, it's a Friday night. I'm staying in the house.
Yeah, nope. I say Friday
Come on,
nights are
I
for
want
me.
the opposite. Yeah. I want to go out more. I feel like
I didn't say not going out.
Because I had such
Saturday.
a drastic, like, I didn't do any party, anything in high school. Then college, I was doing it every weekend.
Right? Yeah.
And then junior year, I felt like I grew up when I went abroad and I was going to clubs, and I was like, okay, the school parties we have, that's just not even worth my time.
Yeah.
They weren't the same.
And then,
Fair.
now I'm just like, my ass has been out maybe 3 times since I've moved since I've been an adult out of college. I've probably gone out 3 times.
I try to go out often, but it's also sporadic.
I used to go out a lot. I haven't been going out. All summer though. Listen,
yeah, summer was lit. I did go out a lot more this summer than I've been out in a while.
Yeah, all summer I was out.
It's funny. I wanted to go back to what you were saying about receiving gifts, and I think back to like my own self and my upbringing, and always feeling as though receiving a gift always meant that, number one, I had to return a gift, and it always came with a contract of like, I have to always be on a certain behavior with you now. Like, I always have to treat you a certain way, because if I don't now, I'm ungrateful for all the gifts that you've ever gotten.
Yeah, that guilt trip thing.
Right, like, that's how it was in my household was, oh, well, I got you this, I got you this, and now you're going to act this way. Well, that was a birthday gift. That was a Christmas present. That was this, like, I didn't think that you gave that to me.
I didn't think that was conditional.
Yeah. Right, 8 months later, and now I'm acting up 8 months later, and you're like, oh, I did this, and I'm like, oh, damn.
I have a similar feeling, but I guilt myself. I'm always like, oh, this person was so nice enough to give me a gift. Why am I not nice enough to give them one back? Like that's what I do to myself. I'm always like,
but is that the
they're
same?
really
Because
showing
now I'm the same way. Now
this
I'm
that's
level
the same.
of affection.
But then how
But
did that?
why am
Like
I
how
not
did that?
giving it back?
But
Instead
how
of
did
it
that
being
manifest?
like,
How do you think it manifested from like how that started? Because I'm saying that
Because that's how it is now. That's how you're doing it.
because
Through
I do that now. Also now I'm like, damn, you got me something. Now I feel really bad when I get gifts from people because now I'm like, okay, I have to get you something back. Because if I don't, number one, now I'm being ungrateful for your gift, and number two, now I'm a bad person.
Well, but who says that you're being ungrateful for the gift just because you don't give one back? But
nobody.
that's the right. So that's the
condition.
conditioning you're talking about.
yeah,
So
I
are
don't
you
think I feel ungrateful. I think I feel
guilty
I
that you don't have?
associate that with this is a really nice person, and so then I'm like, oh, to be a nice person is to give someone a gift. Why am I not a nice person? I haven't given this person a gift.
Oh, I see.
That's what I start to internalize.
My brain. Okay, I like how y'all. I'm seeing where you're at. Cause like for me, I'm always like, if I see something that could be for somebody, like I got somebody a lollipop and a pair of fuzzy socks with flamingos with sunglasses on, which is cute, right? So I said, you know what? I think that these socks are cool, and I think that this person's cool, and I think this lollipop, it was a rainbow lollipop, to express, the queerness or whatever. I gave it to this person, and so then I was like, I thought of you, and I got these things. Granted, may not have been that much money, but it's like it's the thought that counts. So I always consider when people get me gifts, they're like, yo, I was thinking about you. Here you go. Here, I got this for you. And so then for me, I try not to hold that against me. That mindset definitely crawls on me where I'm like, fuck, I should hurry up and get them a gift. Where in reality it's like, okay, the next time I think of them, I take that tally in my brain and go, the next time I think of them, let me see what I could find. Because then it's like they're also creative and stuff too. So I always gauge people, like the way that they give gifts. I think I'm always like, this is the way that you give gifts. Like gift givers, they have like some very sharp brains.
I'm also not a gift giver.
It could be that. It could be that too. You guys aren't gift givers.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Gifts.
I'm like, all right, Christmas is coming up.
I love giving gifts. I can't wait to Christmas.
What am I gonna get somebody? Are they gonna like this? What if they don't like it?
Yep.
But what if
they're gonna hate it? They're gonna hate it.
And like, what if I get
or then I always convince myself that I don't know enough about them to get them a gift.
Yes.
And I'm like, I have been best friends with this person. I know everything about them, but now I know nothing enough to get them a gift.
To get them this gift, you're like, do you think they really gonna rock with it though?
Right.
I'm that way with Alexis, and I've known her since high school.
Wow.
Like imagine knowing somebody with high school, and I'm like, yo, I have no idea what to get you for Christmas, but I've known you for how many Christmases now? How many times have I seen the things that people have gotten you? How many times have we hung out and you've shown me the things that you liked and we've talked about these things? And now all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, no, this gift ain't gonna be enough. So it's crazy. I don't know. No, it's still really weird injunction.
I want to start getting people dinners, like taking people to dinner.
That sounds.
I think that's something I love to do. Hot pots. That's what we're starting with. I just had hot pot yesterday. You should come with us. You should come with us. Hot pot has now become a really good family and friend tradition.
If you haven't tried hot pot, you gotta go try hot pot. There's a really dope place down in Chinatown.
It's hot pot thing. It's pretty cheap. It's very affordable.
Going to Saturday for the
It scared me at first. I was like, oh, I have to cook this myself. And they're like, oh, it just takes a few seconds.
It just takes a few seconds.
Sure?
This
raw meat. And it's thinly cut. I went to Hot Pot yesterday with somebody very special. And it was really good. I think if you're in the mood to eat something and then you're like, yo, I could eat a cow right now. All you can eat hot pot spots right there. And there's not a lot of all you can eat hot pot spots that is fresh food and the vegetables are pretty good for the price.
Word.
Yeah, they do, however, warning for people of color that go there. The warning for people of color that go there, they will ask you if you know what hot pot is.
Yes.
And
they did.
For Coach Bree, it's very hard for me to go up in there and give them a yes because I've been there probably like 8 times now, and I'm like, yo, yes, I do.
They always look at you like really be prepared for them to kind of
said,
watch
sure
at your
you're
table,
aware
watch
of what
your
you're
table.
asking for.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not an actual hot
hot.
Are you
Right.
sure?
Or no,
And
it's hot pot buffet, so people think that it's a buffet when you walk in
and
there.
you walk around and pick it up.
And
But
actually, it's a right.
and I don't think they're doing it out of malice. Like, they're not like, oh, these people are gonna steal, these people are gonna mess this place up.
At
They're
least we hope
really
not.
genuinely confused
about
as to
why
like,
people of color are there, especially
like,
us black
huh.
people. Yeah,
Like-
it was like 5 of us at this table.
and they were just staring at us like, what are they? Are they really about? They're really eating it and they're enjoying it.
we were laughing. We had
Okay.
wine. We had the bottle out. It was
And like
very
they would just they asked for chopsticks and they were like, you want chop? Oh, okay. Sure, okay. They're just very they're just very unaware, and it is annoying.
an
Don't get me
ignorance
wrong,
thing.
it's a
Definitely
very
ignorant.
annoying thing because it's like you live in this state, so like there's no need for you to be this unaware if you work here at this point. But at the same time, I don't know if you were born here. I don't know if you were not born here. When did you migrate over here? So I'm not gonna pass that much harsh judgment on you. That's why I just kind of let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they was.
Like, I really
yeah.
do just be like, all right, you know what? Take your ignorance. As long as you're not like maliciously ignorant,
Yeah.
they're not like get out or
Right.
you know what I mean.
It
Like,
could be some weird microaggressions. Like there was like 4 of them. Remember, it was like three waiters and the like owner or manager person who was just staring, and they were just looking at us like really puzzled at our joy. And it was just like it was very funny because there was mad other people of large parties upstairs on the second floor. Oh no, we might be telling people not to go there because of the.
Still go.
No, please
still
go.
go.
The food is
still
great.
go. It's still
The food is
it's
worth
worth it.
the
Yeah.
microaggression.
It's worth it.
worth
Listen,
it.
trust me. They gave us 4
They gave
servers,
us
but at the end of the day,
I'm
like I
screaming.
really did not care because I love
Yeah.
the
We
food.
ate
Like
we ate so
facts.
well.
And we just kept eating like so.
Go and live your black carefree
Facts.
lives.
Just
okay?
go in.
Yes,
Just
we
go
had
Black
so much
people
fun.
eat
Go with-
Asian cuisine.
We're only telling you this so that when you go in, you don't go in and see it, and if it happens
it'd
to
be a
you,
shock
and
for
you're like,
you.
what the fuck? Like, no, just go in and be like, you know what? Ignore it because this food is pretty good. Don't do the shrimp balls though.
The shrimp ball. Yeah,
I
I don't
would
think.
never.
No,
Don't do the
I
shrimp
like
ball.
the chive dumplings. I like the bok choy. Remember the cute little
Oh
vegetable?
yeah. I did. They did have actual shrimp, like
Yeah.
whole shrimp. Once
Oh,
I got the
yeah.
whole shrimp, it was a lot better. Like the actual, like they didn't take it out of the shell or nothing.
Nothing,
But
they
like
just-
the shrimp ball was gross, nasty. Don't do that.
Gross.
But go try it out. It's
The
worth
lamb
it.
is great.
It's worth it. I don't eat lamb.
It was
But the
incredible.
beef and the chicken is dope.
I haven't had beef.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, so we haven't titled this episode. I forgot to come up with
we
a
haven't.
title.
Oh, yeah, the title.
Does anybody have a title for us yet?
Love languages.
What's love got to
and
do with it?
shit.
What's love got to do with it? That's cute.
What's love got to do with it? All right, there we go. What's love?
I like
got
that.
to do? Eat
I
the
like
cake
that.
and make eat the cake.
Oh no!
Take it and make
no,
it cake.
no,
Oh,
thank
Jesus.
You. No, thank you.
Alright,
Come
y'all.
on,
Well,
season 2, episode. What?
we will get this
Yeah.
recording shit together soon. Just
We
bear
will,
with
y'all.
us. You know, technology is just
We
hard.
is just teachers out here who
Word.
decided to do a podcast.
Right, and we appreciate y'all listening.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Email us.
And
Email
Talk
us
to
at
us.
pettyteachers at gmail.com. I know we
Y'all
used to
be
say it a lot.
listening.
is there no dots?
y'all don't
Oh,
want
is
to
there
sorry.
no
talk to
space?
No,
is there
pet,
anything?
it's just petty
Pettyteachers at
gmail.com.
That's it.
And if you got a topic that you want us to talk about, we would
Word.
love to
Yes,
hear
hit
from
us
you.
up on
Anything.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're on Facebook, like our
we'll
page.
get an
Please
Instagram.
follow us.
We'll get some more social media pages out there. Soon.
Yeah, and
Give
you
us
know,
time.
yeah, give us
And
some
we'll
time.
start talking to y'all more.
Word.
Right, maybe we'll go live. Maybe we'll show you what we do.
That would be
A
dope.
I
live
think that'd be
that
great.
one will actually be
Live
cool.
podcast, let
That'd be
people call
great.
in or something.
People, yeah, people could totally ask us questions while we're live. I would love to hear from you.
Word.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, love, and chicken grease, y'all.
Yes.
Ooh,
Till the next
I'm
time.
hungry.